Hey, how you doing? This is Chaz, and welcome to another episode of How the Freak Am I Gonna Do That? Today we're gonna figure out where your septic tank lids are, because your tanks are full and they're full of turds, and you need to get that pumped probably about every 4 to 5 years if you have a 4-person family, maybe a little longer if you only have a couple people. But if you got a bunch of ladies in your household doing a lot of wiping and flushing, you're gonna have to get that baby pumped. So you don't know where your lids are in the yard. You don't want to pay the guy to dig those up, so let's figure out where they are, dig them up yourself, and save yourself some coin. First step, we're going to go down in the basement and look for the sewer pipe. Hey, come on! Okay, if you have no idea where your septic tank lids are, you need to come down into your basement and find your big sewer pipes. That's those big fat white pipes on the wall taking all your turds outside. So they come from both directions and they meet right there at that main pipe, and that goes outside. So what you need to do is figure out with a tape measure how far that is from the corner of your house. So mine is about 4 feet. So then you go outside and you measure 4 feet from the corner of the house, and you know where it enters underneath the ground. And it looks like it's about, you know, if that's the surface, the first floor surface, it's about 3 feet, 2.5 feet underground. So we'll go outside and I'll show you how to find your lids. I measured like 4 feet over from the corner of the house. The pipe is a couple feet underground over there. And then you just got to come out and you need to start digging. If you didn't mark it previously, or if the previous owner didn't mark it and leave you a treasure map, what you can do is get yourself a metal detector at Costco or a toy store. This is a cheapo from Costco, and you can find the metal lid, or actually the handles of the lid are metal. Let me show you on this tank. Those handles are metal, and they will set off the metal detector. So my septic system has 2 tanks, and how I found my first tank was years ago when I first had it pumped and had no idea where the lids were. The septic tank charged me an arm and a leg to find them, and then they recommend that I bury something so that I could find it with a probe. So that lid wasn't there. I'm going to show you what that's all about in a minute. But that's the lid down there, and all this dirt was on top of it. But I had that on underneath the ground. You can just get yourself a broomstick or a mop stick or whatever and attach yourself a nail and just poke around in the ground. And when you're eventually poking around, you'll find whatever you buried and you know where to dig. Or you could put a piece of metal down there, like a crushed beer can or something, because I got plenty of those, but I didn't. And then the metal detector will set it off if you have one. But that's what you do. But to make life easier for my next time I need to pump the turds, which will be about 4 or 5 years, I bought these risers. I bought them from a place locally that actually makes septic tanks. So I got 2 risers. They're about 1 foot tall with lids for like $150 out the door. And what I'm going to do is stick them in with the lids and then bury them, so I won't have as much digging to do. Because 5 years from now I'll be 5 years older and I'll probably blow out my back. And that's going to be a problem. So as you can see, I dug a hole. All you do is just drop this in. Drop it in, put the lid on, put some dirt on it. Boom. So some of the tools you need actually to dig your septic tank up when you first start, obviously you need a shovel. I have this canopy because it's hot as balls out. I didn't feel like getting 2nd-degree sunburns. A post hole digger works nicely because you're digging straight down and a shovel kind of gets tedious. And what else? Need a tape measure. Oh, here's an important part. When you finish up, make mental note before you throw dirt over there, or actually write this down like a treasure map. I'm like 4 bricks in, 13 feet out to center to that lid. So I'm going to write that down and keep it somewhere. And now my second lid is off center, or is not in line with this one. So it's going to be about 6 or 7 bricks over. It's going to be a little further out. So I'll write that coordinate down as well. And that's about it. When you're taking a shovel, cut in at an angle at a circular fashion, and take the top layer of grass off and set that off to the side. And then when you start digging, make your pile of dirt over there, because you're going to use the clean fill dirt to put around your riser once you drop that in. And then you have all your grass pieces still intact to wet down and plop on top. So there you go, making life easier. Hey, how you doing? All right, thanks for watching, folks. That's another episode of Chaz's Hey, how the freak am I gonna do that? Today we successfully put in 2 riser caps to our septic tank lids after I got them pumped. And like all successful projects, I didn't die. And I'm gonna celebrate by cracking a beer. So if you like what you watched today and you didn't hurt yourself, like my page and subscribe, and there'll be more videos to figure out how to do stuff that you're thinking, how the freak am I gonna do that? I'll help you out. Cheers.